Welcome to episode 8 of the Unemployed Journeyman with Fukushima United, and in today's episode we've got a League Cup first round second leg game against Gunma from the league above us in the J2 League, and we have a bit of an injury crisis to the point where I've got a 16-year-old with no gold stars playing at right back. Hi, welcome to the video and let's get on with things. Let me bring you up to speed on what's happened since you've been gone. While I do that, drop down below, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, turn on the notifications, all that sort of stuff. Leave a comment, let me know what you think of the series so far. In the previous episode, we had Nagano and Gunma in the league. 2 draws in that episode, a 1-1 draw against Nagano and a 2-2 draw against Gunma. Now, a 2-2 draw against Gunma isn't really a bad result considering they are in the league above us. I think they're 13th in the league above us. Yeah, 13th in the J2 league. Their start to the season, if we have a look at them, is 3 wins, 1 draw, 5 defeats from their opening 9 games. So they've not got off to a lightning start, it has to be said. Since then, we've had some really good results, including our first clean sheet in about 21 games, I think it is. I've actually lost count at this point. I could go back, but I'm not going to. We played Toyama and we beat them 5-1. Now, like I say, the results are good. The performances haven't necessarily been as good as what the result would suggest. We did go 1-0 down in this game. They did get 5 shots on target, but the difference in the XG is startling. Us with a 3.83, them with a 0.74. And they did have slightly more possession, but it was pretty much 50-50. Goals from Misao, Awano, Nagano, Mori and Misao with a penalty in the 43rd minute. And at this point, with it being 5-1, I'm thinking we could go on and get double figures here. Nothing, well, other than a yellow card for Lee and Jay, nothing actually happened after the 43rd minute in terms of goals or yellow cards or anything like that. So, good result, really pleased with that. Helped ease some of my fears because I was, after drawing with Nagano, this one I weren't really so worried about, but drawing with Nagano, I was a bit disappointed with that one. Then we played FC Gifu, and we won 2-1. If we have a look at the stats for that game as well. And again, they had 5 shots on target. They had actually had a better XG than us this time. Possession-wise, we slightly edged it 55-45. Mori getting 2 goals for us. It's the first time I can remember him actually scoring 2 goals in a game. Misao and Lee and Jay getting the assists. Lee and Jay, who, despite the fact that he's 6 foot tall, by far our tallest player, with reasonable jumping reach and decent heading, he takes some of our corners. It's quite bizarre to see, really, because I would want to be in there on corners, not the one taking the corners. It's a bit like the whole Harry Kane taking corners kind of debacle, or if you want to move it more modern day, a bit like Declan Rice taking corners. But to be fair, Lee and Jay's done a good job, as indeed does Declan Rice. They did pull one back in the 23rd minute, and then just before half time we made it 2-1. But again, it's not like we dominated the game, because we didn't. It was very touch and go and there's some very nervy moments, but we did come away with the win. And then against Iwate, a 2-0 win. The clean sheet finally has arrived. But again, 3 shots on target compared to our 4. They did have a better XG. They easily dominated possession against us. This was not a comfortable game. But again, you look at the scoreline, Sawakami and Awano getting on the score sheet. And yeah, like I say, score-wise, it looked like it was a comfortable enough game, but it really wasn't, you know. And that's the fear I've got, is that even though we've got 3 back-to-back wins and we're now top of the table, I'll show you the table in a second, even though we have got back-to-back wins, they're not convincing in their entire performance. Today, we play Gunma in the League Cup first round second leg. Obviously, with a 2-2 draw in the first leg, we need to win the second leg. Just having a look, because it doesn't say anything about away goals. So I don't believe there is away goals. Let's just check the rules in this. We need to find out whether extra time played, if scores are level after 90 minutes. Penalty shootout, if scores are still level. So it doesn't say anything there about away goals. So I don't think away goal rules matter in this competition. If we have a look at the J3 League, there you go, we're top of the table. 3 wins and a draw from their first 4 games, 10 points on the board. Nara are second. Nagano, to be fair, who we drew with on the first game of the season, they are fourth. They've had 2 wins and a defeat since the last time we played them. Their defeat coming against Iheim FC, who are 7th. Who have they beaten so far? So they've beaten Matsumoto and... Okay, their team's down this end. Right, so... and then after that we've got Iwaki in the league and Wero Iwaki in the league. They're 9th with 1 win, 3 draws from their opening 4 games. Now, one other thing I do want to show you as well is it does say here in the club vision, work within wage budget required, and it says we're on course. I don't think they know how to do finances particularly well, because that doesn't look like we're on course. It looks like we're £700 over the wage budget, but we do still have 1.2 million in the bank. Happy days. In terms of dynamics, team cohesion is average. We need this to get towards good and very good. Club atmosphere is very good, and managerial support is average. I have got a bit of an issue with the team as well, because they came to me complaining that they're unhappy that we've got insufficient quality depth in defence. Now, one thing that has really annoyed me about it is because 7 people agree with Yamamoto. When I spoke to them, I needed to have the option to be able to say, I understand what you're saying, but we have no money to bring anybody in. We can't even pay a wage to anybody, so we're not going to improve the quality of depth in defence if we can't pay anybody a wage, right? But there's absolutely no option there to discuss finances. And I weren't going to promise them that we're going to give youngsters a chance, because we're not. We're only going to use them as of when we really need to. And basically, I just ended up falling out with them, and that has therefore kind of impacted this a little bit. And, and the bit about the finances was the actual reason, So when they're putting the options in there for things you can say, when it's legitimate, like we don't have any money, then that option needs to be in there, quite honestly, because otherwise you've got no choice but to fall out with people if that will make promises that you literally will never be able to live up to. Right, let's get into today's game, and I'll meet you over at the game centre for the game against Gunma. Okay, here we are for the game against Gunma. This is a team we're going to go out with, and I want to draw your attention to the fact that we've got an under-21 player. He's homegrown, so that helps with this competition at least. He's some way short of full fitness, and he's on a youth contract. He's got 1.5 gold stars. I'll just show you his attributes. I mean, he's only got the potential to be a 1.5 gold star player anyway. 16 years old, but he's basically the only right back we've got that looks like they could potentially do a job for us at right back. Well, to be fair, it doesn't even look like he can do a job. I'm dreading this, I really am. If we get penalised and punished down our right-hand side, we know the reason why. So we've got Yoshimaro in goal, Akiyama and Kimura in the wing-back positions, Lee and Jay and Matsunagani in the centre-back position. I'm going to get there with that name, I promise. Haragaya and Awano in the midfield. Sakada and Misao out wide, with Mori in behind Sawakami. Oh, let's get on with things. I'm dreading this game because of their defence. I should have actually shown you the injuries that we've got. He wants number 2, he can have number 2. There you go. I'm feeling generous. I'll show you the injury problems after the game, but yeah, injuries are not being kind to us. And when you've got a squad as small as ours, I mean, Gunma lost 3 in a row there before they won a game there. So they're not in the greatest of form. We're probably going to have to bring on someone like Miyazaki, who's their left back, to play on the right at some point in the game, because Kimura, like I said, is some way short of full fitness. But hopefully we can take our good form into this game and it's not going to become a problem. We have the first highlight of the game. It starts with us at the back in defence, playing the ball around. We don't seem to be able to get forward very well. Here's Akiyama on the left-hand side. Mori gives it to Awano, to Sawakami. Again, like I said, we're playing it around nicely. We have been doing this. We have been playing it nice. Here's Akiyama. Can he get the cross in? Oh, we've hit the post. Kimura had an opportunity. I mean, Kimura could have made himself a hero there if he'd scored. Oh, could you imagine if Kimura, the 1.5 grey-starred right back, got a goal for us? That would have been incredible. But it's not to be. It's still 0-0 on the night, 2-2 on aggregate. I mean, they're yet to have a single shot at goal, let alone on target. So we're doing a good job of keeping them at bay. And there has been some signs that our defence has been getting a lot better. But like I say, with this guy at right back, it's a bit dodgy. He's having a 6.5 performance. So he's not exactly setting the place on fire. You're doing well, keep getting your shots away. They have had a shot at goal now. They now have a highlight of a free kick, and they scored. Ah, dear. Iwamoto with the goal for Gunma right at the start of the first half. We're going out of the League Cup by the looks of it, ladies and gentlemen. And in the grand scheme of things, it's probably going to be a blessing in disguise. I'm going to take Kimura off because he's not playing well. He's having a poor performance. It's saying to bring Sozu on. I'm going to bring Miyazaki. Oh no. What's Sozu like? It's the same, to be fair. So let's stick with Miyazaki as the man that's going to come on. And who's this? Mori is having a terrible game. We bring Ozeki on for him. Just see if we can do something. I mean, Miyazaki can play on the left-hand side, so I don't see why he can't play on the right, to be fair. I don't understand how a left-back can't play on the right-hand side. Right, here's Awano. Oh, the ball's into the box. We couldn't get on the end of it, and then the highlight just ends. And now Gunma are on the attack again. Oh, it was a deflection. It's gone out for a corner by the looks of it. They look like they're playing it short, and they are. Oh, nicely booted out. I mean, there's... Right, let's have a look at what substitutions we can make. So, Haragaya can come off for Yuhata. And I think we take Sakada off for Nagano. Right, come on, boys. Just need a goal to take this to extra time. Because to be fair, I don't think Gunma are fit enough to go for extra time, looking at this down here. But we don't seem to be able to find this goal. I mean, it's been a very even match. And I think considering they're a mid-table J2 team, it's quite promising to see that we've pretty much taken them the whole way. They've won 1-0 on the night at home. I mean, to be fair, they played the perfect tie. They got the job done in the away leg by not losing, and then they won the home leg. And for once, doesn't happen very often, but for once, our attack has let us down. So we are at Kimura making his professional debut. Misao is going to be suspended. And yeah, I'll meet you for the next game against Iwaki. Welcome back. So this is the only game of the day. So regardless what happens in this game, we will finish this episode top of the table. And Iwaki is actually a derby for us. If we have a look at the club info screen, we've got the Fukushima derby versus Iwaki, and it says down here for other rivals, Iwaki local. They're not fierce, but it is a local derby, so it's a bit like your Manchester derby or your North London derby, you know, that kind of thing. We do have other derbies as well. Yamagata, Iwate, Hashinoe, Akita and Sendai all form part of what is known as a Tohoku derby. No idea what that is. I'll have a look on Wikipedia or something to try and find out what the Tohoku derby actually means. By the way, down here under icons, Hiroto Yuki is an icon at this football club, and I love to see that. Right, let's get into the game. We tick our opposition instructions. Now, we do have to change goalkeepers because previously, when I said about our injury crisis that we've had, Yamamoto picked up an injury. That's why he wasn't on the subs bench for the previous game against Gunma. He's now come back from injury, but he's severely lacking any sort of sharpness. And now Yoshimaru has picked up an injury. He's going to be back in training tomorrow. Yajima, is out anyway. He was out for 3 months. He's got another 5 weeks to go. Yamada, our right back, picked up an injury. He's back properly tomorrow. And we also had Toru Shibata, who can fill in at right or left back. He was also out injured. He came back the day after our game against Gunma. So he now comes back into the team. And poor old Masato Kimura, the 16-year-old, that, by the way, he's set the record as the youngest ever player for Fukushima United at 16 years and 52 days. He only had his birthday on the 31st of January. It's 29th of March, less than 2 months ago. But at least he has made his debut for us. But we do have a slightly more reliable, I mean, he's only 1.5 star, but he's slightly more reliable right back in place. We have brought Nagano back in as well in place of Sawakami, as I'm looking for someone that can actually show me a little bit of something up front. So the team for today's game: Yamamoto in goal, Akiyama and Shibata out wide, Lee and Jay and Matsunagani. I will get there. I am promising you that. They're in the defence. What's his first name? Yuto. Lee and Jay and Yuto in defence. Haragaya and Awano in the midfield. Sakada and Misao out wide with Mori in behind Nagano. Let's get into the game, and hopefully we can pick up a win here. We need to be picking up a win because, like I said, this is our local derby. They've got a nice little ground, actually. I mean, they've lost their last 2, drawn the 2 before that, so they're a little while without a win. Let's get into the game. And yeah, they've got a nice little ground, actually. They've got 4,000 people. I think we struggle to get to 1,000. We are playing in the white. We need to remember that as well. I can't go cheering on a team in the red, and then it turns out I'm cheering on the wrong team, especially with it being our local rivals. It'd be like, oh, hang on. Oh, it's 1-0 already. Iwaki have scored, 5 minutes on the board. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Can we just have a good performance? I mean, at least we've had a shot on target, I suppose. Took about 15 minutes to get there, but we've done it. Right, let's have the league table back on here as well. That's how we usually have it. They're lining up in a 4-3-3 formation. But that was just so easy for them to... I mean, we're posing no sort of threat at the moment, are we? There's no highlight for us. We're into the final 5 minutes of the half. They get the highlight. It's a corner. If we go 2-0 down here, then it is game over, I'm afraid, folks. There's a shot. Oof. Is that working on a stand, or is it a garden shed or a warehouse? We've got a few bins out here. Anyway, the corner's been taken from the other side. What's happened there? Oh, offside. I thought we'd committed a foul or something. Right, 1 minute to be added on. It's half time. I mean, what a view that is from the cameraman. I mean, yeah. Not sure what this is we're looking at from. It's from this side, obviously, from the hard cam perspective. Right, thrash arms. I'm not happy. Get out there and win the game. We're against a local rival. Show a bit of passion, lads. Come on. 1 shot on target in the entire half. An XG of 0.07. Only 35% possession. I mean, I might need to rethink the tactic because it was working so well at the end of last season, or in the half that we actually took over for. Right, Mori can come off, put Nagano in that position, I suppose. Masai is playing well, but basically haven't got anyone to come in for him. Shibata's having a terrible go, bring Miyazaki in there. And Iwano is having a terrible go, bring Ozeki in for him. So it's a triple substitution. We just try and inject some life into this team because we have been feeble. Oh, now we've got a red card. Sakada's been sent off. I can't even be bothered now. I don't understand. How are we so good last season? We've improved in so many areas. We need a striker. I mean, Nagano's now on a 6.1. There's no point making substitutions. The game's lost. But, oh, we might end up getting the sack. Seems crazy I was saying that when we're top of the table as well. But that was terrible. I'm proud of you. Why am I saying I'm proud of you? What's to be proud of? If 10 men, goalless, losing. Oh, by the way, I have got my National C licence. That did come through. I'll quickly show you that before we end the episode. I never bother appealing any of those because they never get overturned in my experience. But yeah, if we have a look at my thing, there you go, National C licence. If we have a look at the attributes, I mean, I don't think they've actually changed, but we do have a National C licence. I will wait a little while before I ask if we can go for the National B licence. But at the same time, I'm also thinking, is it worth me perhaps looking for a job elsewhere? I mean, I've not even been here a season. I need to stop thinking like that. But we do have average knowledge of Japan. So on a little map here for scouting knowledge, we've got green there for the UK, for England, and a bit of yellow there for Japan. If we, where's our languages spoken? I'm fluent in English and I do basic Japanese. This is what I want to get built up. I want to get that built up, and also this scouting knowledge as well by travelling around the world and whatever else. But yeah, I need to work on our performance because that was terrible. It really was. And in the next episode, I mean, it depends on how well we're doing. We drew both of those. We've not won a game on camera in this season so far, so we need to get that done. But what I might do is I might bring you back for Nagano in the All Japan Cup first round, seeing as we only drew with them in the league, and maybe Mito, who are currently 12th. So yeah, play a few games off camera, come back around this time for the All Japan Cup and a game in the league. Thank you very much for watching, folks. Please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you tomorrow for episode 9. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.